Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to the opening ceremony of ASEAN Super 8 Virtual Connect exhibition in conjunction with International Construction Week ICW 2020 and launch of Construction 4.0 Strategic Plan 2021 to 2025. We are honored to have Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Haji Fadilah bin Haji Yusof, Senior Minister of Works, to deliver his opening speech and followed by keynote address by Dato' IR Ahmad Asri Abdul Hamid, Chief Executive of CIDB Malaysia. Without further ado, I would like to invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Haji Fadilah bin Haji Yusof, Senior Minister of Works, to deliver his opening speech. Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri, please.
Excellencies, Head of Agencies, distinguished delegates, government officers, members of media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good day to all. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Construction Industry Development Board, or CIDB Malaysia, for inviting me to launch the International Construction Week, or ICW 2020, in collaboration with the ASEAN Super 8 Virtual Connect and Construction Revolution, or CR 4.0 virtual conference using the digital platform. The ICW, which is the premier annual event for the construction industry in Malaysia and Southeast Asia, has been hosted by CIDB Malaysia since 1998. Incidentally, the last time I officiated the ICW was in March 2018 at the KLCC Convention Centre, together with the AccuBuild Southeast Asia exhibition, which attracted 300 exhibitors and 15,000 visitors. In 2019, I was informed that the ICW was jointly organized with 8 construction-related exhibitions under one roof called the ASEAN Super 8, organized by UBM Informa Markets at the Malaysian International Trade and Exhibition Centre, or MITEC. Ladies and gentlemen, today we converge for the opening of the ICW 2020 on a virtual platform as we face the COVID-19 pandemic, which has destroyed and disrupted our social and economic fabric globally. This will be the new norm as we join our hands to fight this virus through the adoption of standard operating procedures, or SOPs, in conducting our daily lives and businesses. Therefore, embracing digital technologies has become a vital tool in enabling, enriching, and empowering all facets of our lives, which we are now experiencing right here in ICW 2020. As we harness our creative and innovative spectrum, this is the moment for us to embrace the digital revolution for the construction industry and redefine how infrastructure, real estate, and other built assets are designed, constructed, operated, and maintained. The Asian Super 8 Virtual Connect exhibition, which is held simultaneously here, aims to digitally connect global built environment industry players with real-time trade opportunities for the construction industry to be relevant and competitive. As I deliver this speech in this virtual hall, I would like to applaud as CIDB for being forward-looking in organizing the CR 4.0 conference as part of ICW 2020, where the sharing of knowledge and gathering of minds is possible despite this unprecedented moment in modern times. Ladies and gentlemen, the significant role that the construction industry plays as the catalyst of socio-economic development cannot be disputed, as it has multiplier effects of more than 2 times, with boundless opportunities for the supply chain, contractors, and skills development. However, the construction industry, by and large, is still highly dependent on manual, unskilled labor, which results in low productivity. As future construction projects become more demanding and complex, industry players can no longer shy away from adopting the necessary technologies which will ensure their competitiveness through higher efficiency and productivity. The adoption of new technologies and innovation methods will change how buildings and infrastructure projects are being constructed, which will interface with humanity socially and scientifically. In the future, construction will no longer focus merely on building high-performing structures, but the overall improvement of the quality of life for communities. The time is ripe for the construction industry in Malaysia to embrace technology and innovation in line with the new construction revolution. Undoubtedly, the global COVID-19 pandemic has created a sense of urgency for technology adoption in all industries and is expected to take place in a more rapid pace than what was previously envisaged. McKinsey, a well-known research firm, on a comprehensive survey of 400 construction industry leaders globally, found that 2/3 of the survey respondents believed that the global COVID-19 pandemic would accelerate the pace of digital transformation in the construction industry. The survey also found that half of the companies they surveyed have already raised investment towards adopting technology and innovation in their business models, which further reinforce the objectives of ICW 2020 and CR 4.0 for the construction industry. Even in Malaysia, we can see how the current health crisis have dramatically accelerated the adoption of digital technology in all industries. At construction sites, the use of digital technology has become essential in ensuring compliance to new health and safety SOPs and contact tracing of workers, contractors and subcontractors on site. Therefore, in conjunction with ICW 2020 and the CR 4.0 conference themed Maximizing Value through Innovation, the Ministry of Works is taking this opportunity to launch the Construction 4.0 Strategic Plan 2021 to 2025 on how to transform the Malaysian construction industry by empowering smart construction. Through it, we aspire to be the leading country in the implementation of Construction 4.0 in Southeast Asia, adopting high-level digitalization like Building Information Modeling or BIM, artificial intelligence, AI, augmented reality, AR, 3D printing, cloud computing, Internet of Things or IoT, and big data. The digital transformation as outlined in the Construction 4.0 is divided into 4 strategic thrusts, namely, firstly, building capacity, secondly, excellence in research, innovation, commercialization, and entrepreneurship, thirdly, smart integrated technologies, innovation and infrastructure, and fourthly, enhanced business environment. The 4 strategic thrusts are supported by 9 strategic objectives, which detail out specific areas of focus to drive digital transformation in the industry. However, initiatives and programs outlined in the strategic plan can only be successful through 4 enablers, namely people, integrated technology, governance, and economy, which shall be elaborated as follows. Firstly, having the right people with the right skill sets is critical to achieve transformation. The adoption of new technology will enhance career opportunity for the local workforce and reduce dependency on unskilled foreign labor. As such, programs must be put in place to ensure that the local workforce in construction industry is trained in the utilization of new technologies. Secondly, technologies can no longer be applied in silo, as all the digital solutions applied must be able to talk to each other and converge for optimization and to support project implementation holistically. Thirdly, strong government support is key in ensuring the success of the Construction 4.0 strategic plan. New policies and regulations which are relevant to this adoption needs to be put in place, while archaic policies and regulations would require them to be reviewed. And fourthly, the adoption of digital technology is essential in improving business climates and ultimately attract investments that will drive the country's economy to greater heights. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, with the launch of the Construction 4.0 strategic plan today, I hope the construction industry players will take advantage of the available programs to enhance adoption of the digital technology. The CR 4.0 conference is definitely a good start for the industry players to share knowledge, lessons learned, and meet thinkers of the construction industry, which will shape the landscape the way we operate in future. I'm hopeful our industry players will also take the opportunity to explore the ICW 2020 and ASEAN Super 8 virtual exhibitions. The latest products and services, network and potential strategic collaboration can forge countless opportunities towards business enhancements. So let us celebrate this historic occasion where the ICW 2020 is launched using a virtual platform in addressing our response to the global COVID-19 pandemic, and to stay safe, stay strong, stay resilient as we brave through the uncharted waters of the new normal in the construction industry. With that, it is with great pleasure I hereby officially launch the ICW 2020 and ASEAN Super 8, the CR 4.0 conference, and the Construction 4.0 Strategic Plan 2021 to 2025. Thank you.
Thank you Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Haji Fazila.
Distinguished speakers, guests and participants, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good morning to all of you. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of you for being with us in the CR 4.0 conference held in conjunction with the International Construction Week ICW 2020 and ASEAN Super 8. I am absolutely delighted to be given the opportunity to deliver the keynote address in the very first virtual edition of the ICW. If someone were to tell me just a year ago that ICW will be organized fully online in 2020 and that I will be delivering my keynote address virtually, I would never have believed it. Alas, this is the reality today, triggered by the global COVID-19 pandemic. Big industry events are no longer allowed to curb further spread of the virus. Virtual conferences such as this had become the new normal. In fact, up until today, I've already spoken and also participated in several virtual conferences and seminars. Also, I was told that our Senior Minister of Works schedule nowadays are filled with video interviews and delivery of virtual speeches as well as virtual meetings. One good thing about this is there's no longer the urgency to rush from one physical venue to another to attend countless official events. So this is the new normal, something none of us expected to see and experience in our lifetime. Technology has now taken its place at the forefront and center of our lives, becoming the critical enabler. Previously, embracing technology was an option. Today, it has become a necessity. We are to either embrace it or be swept away by the rising tide. Ladies and gentlemen, today it is indeed a privilege for me to share some insights on the topic embracing the new normal in construction. It focuses on the journey that the construction industry is taking in adopting technology and changing work processes in the midst of the global COVID-19 pandemic. In the past, we have seen much resistance by the construction industry players in adopting technology. As such, the result shows in terms of much lower productivity in the construction industry when compared to other economic sectors. According to the National Productivity Report 2020, published by the Malaysia Productivity Corporation MPC, construction productivity had also fared lower than the country's overall achievement. Malaysia's overall labour productivity in 2019 was 93,973 per worker per year, which has increased from 92,018 in 2018. In comparison, the construction industry labour productivity stood at 45,300 per worker per year compared to 44,000 in 2018. Even though the construction industry recorded a year-on-year increase, it is still lagging so far behind other major economic sectors in the country. Under the Construction Industry Transformation Program, CITP, we had put an ambitious target to double the rate of productivity of the construction industry in 2020 compared to the 24,800 productivity in 2011. Even though we still have some ways to go to achieve the goal, we can see that efforts made to increase productivity by promoting the use of Industrialized Building System (IBS) and Building Information Modeling (BIM) had made some headway. Today, IBS adoption in the industry has increased significantly from 69% of all government projects worth 10 million or more in 2016 to 86% in 2019. For private projects worth 50 million or more, the IBS adoption rate has increased from 14% in 2016 to 40% in 2019. Meanwhile, based on our study, we have found that BIM adoption rate has also increased from 17% in 2016 to 49% in 2019. As all of us know, using BIM in construction is like building a digital twin of the physical structure, which enable us to track and manage all facets of the project from construction until operations and maintenance and demolition. This way, a lot of construction issues can be identified virtually and resolved at no cost. The use of BIM does not only transform the productivity level of a project, it also has a huge potential in increasing the ease of doing business. In 2017, CIDB has embarked on the National BIM e-Submission NBES as an initiative under the CITP. The NBES initiative seeks to digitalize the requirement of the Uniform Building Bylaw (UBBL) for a more effective and efficient process of online building plan submission, checking, and approval. The NBES pilot project was conducted with 5 residential projects under 4 local authorities, with 1 project each under Perbadanan Putrajaya, Majlis Perbandaran Kangar MPK, and Majlis Bandaraya Melaka Bersejarah MBNB, and 2 projects under Majlis Perbandaran Petaling Jaya MBPJ. Depending on the complexity of the project's BIM model, it was found that the process of reviewing a 3D BIM model can take from 1.5 hours to 2.5 days. In comparison, without the 3D BIM model, the time it will take to review a normal building plan will take at least 2 weeks. This initiative clearly shows how technology can significantly contribute to the ease of doing business. Today, we are ready to take technology adoption to a new level with the Construction 4.0 Strategic Plan 2021 to 2025, which was just launched by the Senior Minister of Works. This strategic plan delves deeper into the application of digital technology in improving productivity and the ease of doing business. The document is a reference for government agencies, industry players, and academia to respond to the rapid changes in technology and figure out the best approaches to utilize them for the long-term benefit of the industry and the nation as a whole. For the construction industry, embracing the IR 4.0 technologies can be challenging, considering the complexity of construction projects, which usually involves many stakeholders, a fragmented supply chain, and the short-term thinking based on project completion. However, the realities of the world had changed drastically with the onset of the global COVID-19 pandemic. Cheap, unskilled foreign labor is no longer as easily available as before, given that many illegal immigrants has been deported to their home countries and the country's borders have been closed since April. Construction sites are no longer able to maintain the old working methods, which requires the presence of a huge number of workers at site. According to COVID-19 Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs, social distancing has to be maintained at construction site. This requires scheduling and constant monitoring to limit the number of people working at one time. Even the centralized workers' quarters are required to follow the SOP of social distancing, which means the workers should not be allowed to stay in crowded rooms or dormitories. On top of it, all foreign workers in the Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya are required to undergo COVID-19 swab tests before they can be allowed to work at the construction site. If a worker is found to have contracted the virus, it is mandatory for all other workers working in the same vicinity of the positive case to be tested for COVID-19, and the construction site will be closed. This alone is costing a tremendous amount of time and money to the contractors and project owners. It is apparent that with the advent of COVID-19 pandemic, employing foreign unskilled labor in construction is no longer cheap. CIDB is hoping that these changes brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic can open up opportunities for local skilled workers to gain employment in the construction industry. During the Movement Control Order, MCO, we have seen an unprecedented number of people being laid off from work. Therefore, there should be a long-term plan for the construction industry to train and provide job opportunities for local workers. CIDB, through its subsidiary, the Construction Labour Exchange, CLAB, is actively looking for placements of workers and youth who have been trained under various skilled trades and have been accredited by CIDB. We welcome industry players to contact CLAB if they have vacancies to be filled. To attract long-term employment of locals, the construction industry must improve their practices by using more mechanization and digital technology in line with Construction 4.0. The Construction 4.0 represents a new era of embracing digital technology in construction, such as the Internet of Things (IoT), laser scanning, drones, and 3D printing. We have observed that ever since the start of the MCO imposed, the construction industry was quick to respond by adopting new and innovative measures to ensure compliance of health guidelines at construction site. A few of the bigger players were able to develop devices and applications to track the movement of employees and their circle of interactions. These tracking devices, which were originally designed to monitor worker safety on construction site, are now being used as a contact tracing system in case of infection. The worker's location on the site could be monitored to prevent the spread of COVID-19. If a worker became infected, the spread could be minimized by checking who they have been in close contact with and impose a quarantine and mandatory swab test. With this critical information at hand, a full closure of the workplace or construction site, which can affect project delivery timeline, can be avoided. Instead, the closure can be confined only to the affected areas. The use of digital project management tools can also be very critical during the time of the pandemic. The digital platform allows project monitoring and status tracking, as well as scheduling of tasks to be done online. In addition, it can monitor and track resource allocation and budget, as well as proper documentation and filing for easy reference. With information available on a digital platform at your fingertips, it is no longer necessary to have frequent face-to-face meetings. Apart from digital project management tools, many construction sites have begun to use commercial site monitoring system with 24/7 security and surveillance cameras. It allows project leaders to monitor work progress, answer team questions, and fix issues in real time remotely. Electronic ticketing and contactless proof of delivery at site has been adopted to minimize contact with logistic personnel and suppliers. Material suppliers and producers share data on paper tickets with customers through apps, and buyers acquire the same information digitally. A recent survey of 250 project managers in the UK conducted by Procore Technologies reveals that 66% of companies in the UK have rolled out new technologies during the COVID-19 lockdown, and 94% have reported an improvement in their team's performances. 80% of the survey respondents believe that working with an integrated digital platform will play a key role in the future of construction work. 52% of the respondents who facilitated online collaboration and adopted productivity technology solutions since lockdown said the safety for their teams has improved. The same study have found that construction project owners have embraced the new normal in response to COVID-19 by taking the following actions: readjusting project cost projections, staggered job site schedules to allow for social distancing, creation of new safety procedures, complete shutdown of some project job sites, and implement work from homes. I do believe that the construction industry players globally share similar experiences. The bottom line is the COVID-19 pandemic had become the catalyst to accelerate digital transformation. Some of the measures taken out of the dire necessity during the lockdown have proven to be long-lasting process improvement. Thus, it is likely that many of the changes implemented during the lockdown will become the new normal in the construction industry moving forward. In conclusion, the challenging episode of COVID-19 pandemic we are currently facing today is having positive impact in making the industry to be more resilient, productive, and sustainable through the use of digital technology. By embracing the new normal in construction, the industry had triggered an immune response to make it more adaptable and agile in the future. What I was able to share with you today has only scratched the surface of what it is possible with technology adoption in construction post-COVID-19. Innovation and technological development is now happening at a very rapid pace around the world to modernize the way buildings and infrastructures are constructed in the future. What seems clear is that the world will not go back to where it was before. The new processes implemented with technology adoption can only intensify and be established as the new normal in the construction industry. By embracing technology, let us drive for construction excellence together. Thank you.
Thank you, Senior Minister of Works, YB Datuk Seri Haji Fadila bin Haji Yusof, and
Hello everyone, good morning. 안녕하세요. Welcome to the webinar titled Korea Lift Industry and Technology by the Korea Elevator Safety Agency KOELSA and Gyeochang. My name is Hamizan, your MC today. So before we start, I would like to mention some housekeeping rules for this webinar. If you have any questions to ask our speakers, do list them down at the Q&A box at the right of your screen. We will have a Q&A sessions after all speakers have presented. If there is any internet disruption during this webinar, please be patient and try to sign in again. So let's have a look at today's program. We will start off with a welcome speech by our first speaker, Mr. Kim Yong-ki, President of the Korea Elevator Safety Agency, followed by presentations from our second speaker, Mr. Kim Song-yong, Director of Cultural Promotion Department of the Korea Elevator Safety Agency. Next will be our third speaker, Mr. Kim Sang-yoon, Safety Certification Office of Elevator Safety Technology Institute, Korea Elevator Safety Agency. And then we have a congratulatory speech from Mr. Gu In-mo, Governor of Gyeochang County. Lastly, presentation from Gyeochang Elevator Valley on new technologies of lift industry in Gyeochang, Korea. Q&A session will follow after these presentations. Meanwhile, this webinar aims to end at 12 p.m. So, without further ado, we start off with welcome speech by our first speaker, Mr. Kim Yong-ki, President of the Korea Elevator Safety Agency. Please.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 한국승강자진공단 김영기 이사장입니다. 말레이시아에서 열리는 아시안 슈퍼8에 참가한 여러분들을 만나게 되어 반갑습니다. 코로나19로 인해 서로 얼굴을 보지는 못하지만 이렇게 온라인으로 인사를 나누게 된 것을 매우 뜻깊게 생각합니다. 올해는 코로나19로 인해 승강기 산업 역시 많은 어려움을 겪고 있습니다. 승강기 제조 생산과 유지관리 산업의 차질뿐만 아니라 여러 나라에서 열리고 있는 승강기 관련 엑스포도 정상적으로 열리지 못하고 있습니다. 이로 인해 세계 승강기인들이 직접 만나 교류하고 기술 정보를 교환하는 기회도 찾기가 힘든 상황입니다. 한국승강기안전공단이 주관해 지난 9월에 개최하려던 2020년 한국국제승강기 엑스포도 코로나19로 인해 불가피하게 내년으로 연기했습니다. 비록 1년 연기되었지만 내년 개최되는 한국승강기 엑스포에 여러분들의 많은 관심과 협력을 당부하는 바입니다. 이번 온라인 아시안 슈퍼8에서 한국승강기안전공단은 유망 승강기 중소기업들과 함께 참가해 내년에 개최될 한국국제승강기 엑스포와 한국의 승강기 인증제도를 소개합니다. 더불어 한국의 경상남도 거창에 있는 거창 승강기 밸리와 승강기 허브도시 조성 사업을 알리고 한국의 우수한 승강기 중소기업과 생산 제품을 전시합니다. 대한민국의 승강기는 모두 75만여 대에 달하며 연간 신규 설치는 4만여 대입니다. 승강기 시장 규모는 약 4조 원이며 제조 설치 시장만 2조 6천억 원입니다. 제조 수입업체가 225개, 설치업체가 280여 개, 유지관리업체가 800여 개이고 승강기 관련 종사자 수는 2만여 명에 달합니다. 또한 모든 승강기는 승강기 안전관리법에 의거해 국가 승강기 종합정보센터를 통해 한국승강기안전공단에서 설치 때부터 폐기까지 생애 주기별로 철저하게 관리하고 있습니다. 전 세계적으로 코로나19가 하루빨리 퇴치되기를 바라며 아시안 슈퍼8에 참가한 모든 단체와 기업, 개인들에게 행운이 함께하기를 기원합니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kim Song-yong. Now, let us start with our presentation from Mr. Kim Song-yong.
To be with you here today. Hello, my name is Kim Seung-young, Head of the Culture and Public Relations Department at KOELSA, Korea Elevator Safety Agency. We'll be looking into the Korean elevator market, its size, and some bullet points on International Lift Expo Korea 2021. And as a closing note, I would like to take a moment to introduce the magazine published by KOELSA called L-Safe. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. First, let me introduce you to the Korea elevator market. The total number of installed elevators in the nation has passed 730,000. And the approximate size of the market is 3.7 trillion Korean won. And if we're looking at just the manufacturing volume or the elevator installation market size, it comes to about 2.7 trillion Korean won. Here, next slide, please. Here we are looking at the overview of the International Lift Expo Korea 2021, to be held over 3 days from the 10th of November to the 12th at the Kintex Convention Center located in the Gyeonggi Province on the outskirts of Seoul City. The event is sponsored by the Korean Ministry of Interior and Safety and organized by KOELSA and Gyeongyang Exhibition Corporation. The event is held every 2 years, with 2010 being its first year, making 2021 its sixth. The expo will cover an area of 7,700 square meters, showcase 200 companies, 450 exhibition booths, and is expected to draw about 30,000 visitors. The expo will also have exciting concurrent events during the exhibition period, such as the Elevator Safety Week, and a special event to open the week-long campaign and other fascinating conferences engaging stakeholders from both home and abroad. Kintex is the site of the expo and is the largest convention center in Korea that specializes in large-scale exhibitions like our trade show. Next slide, please. It is located in Seobu, the city of Ilsan. Next slide, please. In the province of Gyeonggi. Yes, thank you. Kintex is a great match for our industry as its high ceiling height allows for a proper exhibition of elevators, which is why most of the exhibitions in Korea showcasing heavy machinery and heavy loading handling equipment are all held here. Next slide, please. Next, let's have a look at the products and solutions visitors can expect to see at the trade show. The expo will have not only the final product, but also parts, components, and accessories, operation systems, and a special interactive safety exhibition. Next slide, please. International Lift Expo is proud of its accomplishments of the last decade. Visitor numbers, international exhibitors, and the total number of participating businesses have steadily grown, as you can see from the slide. Next slide, please. Let's have a look at the options for exhibitors. Standard single booths, which we call independent booths, are $2,500 each. This option includes just the exhibition floor space, and the dimensions are 4 by 3 meters. You can request for 2 or more booths. Next slide, please. Next, we have the assembled booth, a booth with a set number of features. This is for $3,000. It is 2.5 meters full, 3.96 meters wide, and 3 meters deep. It will come with basic standard amenities and features that you can expect at any trade show. Next slide, please. I will now introduce the organizers of the expo, KOELSA and the Gyeongyang Exhibition Corporation. You can see the contact information on the slide, and if you are interested in the exhibition or any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to us. Next slide, please. Now let's discuss the vision and objectives that ILEK, the exhibition, is endeavoring to bring during the event. As mentioned, there's a Safety Week event that will be held concurrently. It will be a public awareness event. It will be conducive to high attendance from the general public and also very high-ranking government officials, which will be a draw for both the industry and the organizations. There will be a cake cutting ceremony and other concurrent government and private sector supported events. So I believe that this will be an additional draw for all of us. We are also working very hard to ensure that there are concurrent international events such as PALEA, PALEA, and ISO events that will further strengthen the attractiveness of our event. Next slide, please. I am aware that COVID-19 is an issue, and by next year, we don't know what's going to happen. This year, we were supposed to actually have this exhibition earlier this year, but it was pushed back to 2021. What I can assure you for certain is that all preventive measures will be taken to ensure the safety of our businesses and our participants. The surrounding area and the venue itself will be held to the highest level of safety and public health. Sanitizers, heat detection cameras, and such equipment will be installed on the premises. And we believe that this will be a way to ensure peace of mind throughout the event. Next slide, please. Here we are looking at the publication published by COELSA that I mentioned earlier. It's called ELSAFE. I'm sure we're familiar with the Elevator World, the globally organized industry publication. Our own ELSAFE performs a similar role for the Korean audience and partners. Published about once a year, we have been mailing this magazine to our partners across the world. From 2020, an email newsletter is being prepared with no paid subscription needed. Its main topics covered will be the Korean elevator market, technology trends, related regulations and legislation, and updates on our trade show, ILEK, of course. You can sign up if you are interested in receiving information via this magazine format or the email. So you can see the email address, hongku@coelsa.or.kr. You can send your request or any questions to this email, and we can share with you our plans and the email newsletter that we are preparing. We urge you to take this opportunity to stay up to date on developments in the industry in Korea. We believe that there are many interesting events that not only COELSA but our sector is preparing, and the Korean market by itself is very unique and remarkable market. We believe that it is famous for having not just a mere installation capacity, but a massive training ability also. We, as mentioned earlier, that we have a lot of infrastructure and supporting sectors that will make the industry and the market much more attractive to our visitors. It is unfortunate that the pandemic has forced us to stay far apart for the sake of each other, but I think it's still a blessing in disguise that we are able to see each other via this digital format. We believe that with shared expertise, the industry, despite challenges, will be able to overcome the difficulties that the elevator industry is facing due to the pandemic. Of course, the pandemic itself is something that all industry members are experiencing across any sector, albeit not just the elevator industry. And as mentioned earlier, we were really looking forward to seeing all of you in September of this year during the International Lift Expo Korea. But for the safety of everybody, we had to postpone it. Thank you for your interest in our organization, in our the event. So we hope to see you soon. And if you have any questions, the email shared here will be a good way to reach out to us. And you can contact us for any question, our magazine, or email, or updates on the preparations we are taking or the measures we are taking to ensure your safety at our event, the International Lift Expo Korea. We believe that this is a good opportunity for you to not just discover the market as a pure place to sell our services, but also to discover how Korea has been able to generate its own very model of the elevator business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kim Song-yong. Now, let us start with our third presentation by Mr. Kim Sang-yoon. Let's proceed.
Good morning. I am Kim Sang-yoon, the Assistant Manager at the Korea Elevator Safety Technology Institute. COELSA. Today I will be discussing with you the safety components and safety certification. COELSA is the only organization issuing safety certification which utilizes both the global EN standard and Korea's own separate code so as to stay ahead of the curve in terms of ensuring safety in elevator industry. In introducing safety components and the elevator, I will be talking about the certification framework, the certification of safety parts, and certification.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the webinar titled Building Technology in Construction Solution for Best Quality Affordable Housing. My name is Licorice, and before we start, I would like to mention some housekeeping rules for this webinar. If you have any question to ask our speaker, to leave them down at the Q&A box. We will have a Q&A section after our speaker has presented. If there is any internet disruption during this webinar, please be patient and try to sign in again. Let's look at today's program. We will start off by introducing our speaker, TS Puan Rozaina Ibrahim, HOD Business Development and Corporates from CIDB IBS Negara Berhad. The Q&A session will follow after presentation. Meanwhile, this webinar aims to end at 1:15 p.m. Without further ado, I hand over the floor to Puan Rozaina. Puan Rozaina, the floor is yours now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Miss MC. All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Rozaina Ibrahim. I am representing CIDB IBS Negara Berhad, which is we are a full subsidiaries of CIDB Malaysia, which is we are the arm for the expert party for industrialized building system, and we are what we do basically is all about IBS for CIDB Malaysia. Okay, so today's topic, like mentioned by our MC just now, I will sharing on the building in construction, the solution for best quality affordable housing. Okay, so as you can see in the slides, today's sharing, I will share on the two key elements in providing the solution for the affordable housing with a good quality. Okay, so for the first, next on the slides, for the first element is on the standardizations. Okay, for the standardization, normally when we want to understand what is standardization, is basically is on the design itself and the repetition of the design, the way you do the design, and the end product of it. So for the next slides, you can see I want to share first what is the basis requirement of affordable homes in made reference from the Dasar Perumahan Mampu Milik Negara. Sorry. Okay, so there are 6 key basis requirement for the affordable homes stated in Dasar Perumahan Mampu Milik Negara and also in CIS 26, which is from Standard Perumahan Kebangsaan. And first is on the house area. So we have stated the minimum requirement for the affordable homes in Malaysia is 900 square feet. So that's the minimum house area, and the certification needed for them to declare as affordable homes in Malaysia is they need to have a QLASIC certification, which is this is on the quality of the project that they delivered. And the density, they make it the requirement. There are 2 requirements on the density, which is the strata and which is 120 units for and 150 unit in transit oriented development areas, and the second one is 1-story terrace house. That's for the density requirement for the affordable homes. And the next element requirement is on the parking area, which is they stated that it is to be 1 or 2 parking space depending on the housing types. And the next requirement is the facilities, which is they list 5 facilities that must be incorporated in the affordable homes: kindergarten, prayer room, playground, community hall. And I want to highlight on the last basis requirement, which is will be the key, will be strictly related with the key element that I shared just now on the construction technology. So, based on the requirement mentioned in Dasar Perumahan Mampu Milik Negara, we need to incorporate at least this 9 construction technology available in Malaysia, which is number 1 is industrialized building system, IBS. Number 2 is building information modeling. Third, universal design, QLASIC, waste management, rainwater harvesting system, solar energy, Wi-Fi, and last, under construction technology element is standard rooms or dual key. So, on my next slide, I will share straightly what is the practice of the standardization. Just now, I mentioned that there are 2 key elements in ensuring we can deliver a best quality affordable home, which is standardization and construction technology. So now for the practice of standardization, we have suggest that 5 elements for that, which is number 1 on the standard design. So what is standard design? Standard design is basically that we need to provide a standard approved design models as option for the developers. So it will be like a pre-approved plan, which is there's also listed on the next practice. Pre-approved plan will be interrelated with the standard design. So if we have an option of standard design, so it can be pursued as the pre-approved plan, which is the local authority should have standard procedure and green lanes to speed up the PAP approval. Because when we already have our pool of standard design with all the requirements, with all the component has been designed with the compliance of the standards, so it will be easier that all this set of standard design can be parked to have the PAP green lane PAP approval. Okay, so for the next practice for the standard design is states requirement, and this is also very need to works together with the previous 2 practice of standardization, standard design and pre-approved plan, whereby in Malaysia, the local authorities for each state in Malaysia need to standardize the house requirements in all states in the country to ease procurement process. So this is very important. So we need collaborations from the local authorities and from the requirement as well. And the next practice of the standardization is the repetitions, which is whereby this is to ensure to standardize of IBS components small, and because this is to encourage the mass production. And last but not least, in the element of in practicing the standard design is on the vendor development program. So this program basically is a strategic sourcing to design to encourage the development of locally manufactured technology. At the same time, we can empower and we can enhance our existing players, our existing construction players, or we can create a new one under this vendor development program. Okay, next, I want to relate what CIDB through us, CIDB IBS as subsidiaries, and the other subsidiaries already take the solution for this standardization is okay. So on the next, I will share when just now I mentioned about the standardization, the standard design, the pre-approved plan. So CIDB play our roles to provide one of the solutions to supplier, which we develop not only one, only two, but we already developed 34 options of CIDB affordable housing standard for Malaysia use. So for Malaysia, meaning that if you are a developer, if you are a contractor, or you are a house buyer, owner, you can just use from these options of standard design, and you can just pick from one of these 34 options, and then you can appoint the player like contractors to build it for you based on the standard design. So let's take an example. If you are a developer, you want to build affordable housing for KPKT. Okay, so you can just pick from one of these design. For example, using one of the category, we have three ready here: divergent dwelling design D3, or you can choose from the deluxe homes category, or you can choose from the my IOS category. So let's take an example. You choose a design from the my IOS category, and then you can just pick from there what is the requirement need for the affordable housing by KPKT. So they need, for example, 900 square feet design and all the facilities with the requirement of IBS must be achieved at least 70 IBS score. So you can just pick from the design that already ready, developed by CIDB Malaysia. Why you can just pick it? Because from all of these 34 options, all the design already incorporate with structural designs. It's also incorporated with the architectural designs, with the MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing systems, and the best part of it, it's also incorporated with the BIM, Building Information Modeling. So when you use this standard design, all those elements, all those design elements is already ready in the design, and it's also with the IBS score, and of course with the what is the best suitable IBS component to be used to that certain design when you choose that. So it will cut your time in planning, your time in design stage when you already use this standard design provided by CIDB Malaysia. Okay, so next I want to share about the next key in ensuring that delivering the best quality of affordable housing is on the constructions technology. Alright, so before I go further about the constructions technology, I want to give you a fact on the next slide showing that our government agenda, the government still sticks to the KPI or to the objective in delivering 1 million unit of affordable homes. So government already set the targets very clear in delivering 1 million affordable housing units, and now we need an action. So I just put it, what is the best action towards this is through the constructions technology, which is the constructions technology can help this government agenda in achieving the target of 1 million affordable homes. Why? Because via technology, we can expedite the process. We can save a lot of elements in the process along the way, and we can with the very comprehensive competitive price. And okay, second part, I want that one of the technology that can highly contribute, highly helps in achieving this target is by the usage of industrialized building system technology and incorporate building information modeling technology. Okay, so next on the IBS implementation initiative. So we're talking about IBS just now. So what basically is IBS? So IBS is a method of doing constructions. It's not a new method. It's already been, even in Malaysia, IBS initiative has been in Malaysia since I think 20 years back. So it's not new in Malaysia because IBS is already, I just want to share the policy for IBS, for example. Policy of using IBS for government project has been placed since 2008, which is they are stated that for the project government worth 10 million and above, they should achieve 70 IBS score. So that's for the government project, and the policy is there. So IBS is a method of doing constructions that you do the prefabrications on the factory or in the control environment, and you bring all those components to the site, and then you just assemble, do the installation on site. So that is basically the IBS. Like you are a method of construction, making it more ease, making it more productive, which is you can save a lot of time, you can save a lot of waste management on site. Okay, so how we want to ensure that we can implement this technology to the construction project. So I have listed here is 4 main initiatives that we can incorporate to ensuring the usage of IBS. First, we need to increase the IBS supplies. IBS supplies goes to the IBS manufacturers that produce their own IBS product. So in Malaysia, CIDB play roles to help to recognize the IBS player in Malaysia. So we, until to date, we already recognized through CIDB Malaysia, we already recognized 317 IBS suppliers all over Malaysia. So these IBS supplier, they have been recognized by the impact certifications. Impact is like a Sijil Halal for food, and this is like a quality Sijil Halal for IBS product. So for those who wants to declare their IBS product is good with the quality, so they should prove it with the impact certification, which is the impact certification will be certified by CIDB Malaysia. Okay, so by improving or by increasing the number of IBS manufacturers and distributors, it will make the price to become more competitive, and it will automatically helps price of construction project to become more competitive, more affordable. Okay, so the next implementation initiative in IBS is we have to be more creative. Okay, so if you want to deliver IBS using a new technology, especially IBS or BIM, so that during the design stage, at the early stage, at the planning stage, all the designer, all the consultants that involved in the design of the project has to be clearly and well educated and understand on the IBS concept itself. Because most of the people that we've been encounter, they said that if you are using IBS, it's hard for them to design a very artistic, a very nice kind of building from the architect view, which is that's not correct, because IBS is like the structural part of it. So IBS would not give any problem to the facade, to the shapes of the building, to the facade of the building, or to the look of the building. So using IBS, you can have any kind of shape of building that you want, because IBS is the part of the structural part of the building itself. So normally, if you are a designer, you will know this. Normally, the part of making it look good, to make it look fancy, the end product of the building is on the facade, on the end product of the building for the architectural part. So that's why at the beginning, at the design stage, at the planning stage, all these parties, all these professional parties, architect, engineers, that even clients, they should properly understand and educate about the IBS, about the component to be used, and it won't affect the design look of the building. So by using IBS won't ever stop the creative of that. So anything can be coordinated well if all the party understand the concept of IBS itself. Alright, so the next implementation initiative, the technology transfer. What are the initiatives that we have to ensure if you want to adopt IBS in the construction project? Is we have to admit that technology will always evolve. So that's why we need to learn from someone else as well. So as in Malaysia, we have a lot of local expertise and local knowledge and local quality, but we have to admit maybe some of the new technology we need to learn from others. So that's why Malaysia might import foreign IBS technology to expedite of affordable house. For example, maybe the technology of 3D printing. Yes, we already have it in Malaysia, which is there are even the local university or local player that already start involved with the 3D printing technology. But we need to have more people to ensure that goes back to the increased IBS supply just now. So if we have more people, the price will be more competitive and the technology will become merrier, will evolve. So that's why the technology transfer, this element is very important. And the government should use this as opportunity to form joint venture to facilitate technology transfer, and it will become the long-term benefits for the nation itself. And the last key initiative in ensuring the IBS implementation in affordable housing is the enforcement. So it is related to the policy that I shared earlier, that for example, for the government project, the policy has been in place since 2008, and the enforcement must be in line with that. So to ensure with that, the enforcement bodies has to ensure that the policy should take in place properly. So they have to follow the policy to ensure that all the policies stated and the player has to obey and rules the policy by doing the enforcement more comprehensive, more strict, and something like that. Okay, so for my next sharing, I want to share with you about the construction technology, especially on the industrialized building system. So as I mentioned earlier so many times, that construction technology will continuously to evolve and develop further, and it is now we have to in line with the fourth industrial revolutions. So now for IBS technology in Malaysia, we are at the stage of automated and robotic. So we already have go through the conventional stage, reusable formwork system, precast system, and we are the automated robotic. Because if you know that even in Malaysia, we also already have a factory that operates their precast concrete factory using the automated system. So, but we cannot stop here. So we have to go to the advanced IBS technology, which incorporate the PPVC and also with the 3D printing technology. Okay, so on the next next sharings, I want to share that I want to urge everyone. I want to make everyone clear. Previously, I did share on the initiative, the element, what we should do to ensuring that we can deliver the best quality affordable housing. And I also share that we also already have the standard design developed by CIDB Malaysia. So now everyone is already know about that. But how? Because you already know the how part.
Than a building that has a lower QLASIP score.
Okay, I just put myself, if I'm from the contractor, from a small contractor who doesn't know anything about, not doesn't know anything, you just like, you know about IBS, but you don't know exactly on how to implement IBS in your construction project. You already got the project, you already, or you want to bid in the project, to tender the project, but you don't know how. So this is one of the solution that CIDB IBS, whereby we as the expertise in providing the IBS solutions in Malaysia, we can help you with that. Okay, so in CIDB IBS, so we have our three main pillar. Okay, so for the first pillar that we can assist and we can help construction player in Malaysia, which is from the development and certification program. So here we have developed a vendor development program. Okay, so vendor development program under CIDB Malaysia, which is run through by us CIDB IBS, that we want to create more player. We want to empower them. We want to help them increase their capacity building in adopt. So let's say if you don't know how to use, how to design using the IBS technology, IBS software, we can help you with that. In the VDP program, we also do training related to IBS. For example, training for like the design training. We also have CAD IBS training, AutoCAD IBS training, so that suitable for the construction player who wants to adopt their IBS in their construction project. And the next program is on the impact. Just now I did mention about the certification of halal certifications, which is impact. Impact is impact that for those who wants to their project are using IBS, or the supplier, they said that I have an IBS product, so how they want to prove it through this by using the impact certifications. So for those player outside, for especially for the contractors, if you want to find the IBS supplier, the subcontractors that supplies for the IBS project in your construction project, one of the requirement, especially in the government project, they need this impact certification. So it is very crucial. So that's why through impact, we have ensure that all the product has to go through all the standards, the compliance, the standards, the tastings. So if let's say all the product have this impact certification, automatically they have passed through all the certification, all the standard requirement. So it's like a proven record for that product per se. Okay, so other than that, in CIDB IBS, we also have a program like exhibitions, engagement via talk show, showcase, and event. So this is to keep promoting, to keep the awareness on the IBS, and especially on what CIDB Malaysia have done. For example, like CIDB Malaysia already have developed the 34 standard design ready. So we play the roles to promote, to educate industry player to use the standard design developed by CIDB Malaysia. Alright. So for the next pillar that we have in previous email. Okay. So for the next pillar that we have in CIDB is on the IBS industry management. Management, what we have we have an IBS trading house, which is we have a two concept of IBS trading house. We also we have a physical and virtual trading house. So for the physical, it's like what we did now. We will have the first IBS industrial park in Malaysia, which is located in Kelantan. We did a collaboration with the industry players, with a group of contractors from Kelantan, from Persatuan Kontraktor Perumahan Kelantan. So what we do is we develop the industrial park and we gather all those players into the park with the one-stop IBS center, or not only IBS, the other technology as well. So we bring all the players to be close to each other, so that you as a buyer or as a user, you can just simply go to the industrial park and you can just choose, you can lively choose and analysis and study what are the options and what are the solution that they can provide to you, to the project. So this is very good, especially for delivering affordable housing. If let's say you want to develop a project of affordable homes in Terengganu or in Kelantan itself, so you need to gather all the components, the IBS supplies, the MEP supplies, even the ID, and also the contractor. So if you just go to that one-stop center industrial park, everything is there. You can just go to this entity, this company, and then you see what they can provide to you. So that's what we do when we mention about IBS trading house. That's for the physical concept of IBS trading house. And we also have the virtual IBS trading house, which is, for now, we call it as IBS Ware. So IBS Ware is a marketplace for, you can, an example like Lazada, or a marketplace that you can just find anything through online. It's all online marketplace. You just can go to the website IBS Ware and you can find all the relevant parties in constructions in the platform. So let's say you want to find options for the IBS supplies. You can just key in, okay, IBS supplies in Selangor, You can just, the platform will do the searching for you, and we will engage. The platform will help you to engage with the parties that are relevant. And not only that, we also provide the platform for you to do some networking, or for you to create a next business, a business collaboration, because we bring all the party in there. You can showcase your product in there. For example, if you are a contractor, you want to showcase that you have a contractor service, so you can place your product in the marketplace, in the IBS Ware, that everybody can easily find you in that product, in that marketplace. Okay, So that is for the second pillar for CIDB IBS. And the last pillar for CIDB IBS is we have the pillar for advisory, consultancy, and project management. So is relates back with the program like vendor development program that I mentioned just now. So we also did advise, because our main functions is to help industry player and into helps transformations of industry in IBS agenda. So that's why we need to have the capacity in advising and consult those relevant party if they need a solution in IBS, in implementing IBS in the project. So in this pillar, what we have is like the success story that I mentioned, what we did with Persatuan Kontraktor Perumahan Kelantan. So we help them by assisting them with the relevant component, for example, training, knowledge, standard designs, and even the component for the IBS, specifically for the component of IBS. Okay, so here I would like also to invite everyone in CIDB Malaysia, operates by CIDB IBS. We have an IBS village, which is located in Chan Sao Lin, Cheras, which is in IBS village. We have the IBS gallery component, which is here in the IBS gallery component. We showcase all the existing and ready IBS product in Malaysia. So let's say if you are the IBS supplier, you can come and see us for showcase your product in our gallery component. And if you are the end user or you are a client, if you want to find an options, what is the existing ready IBS product in Malaysia, you also can come to our gallery component IBS, because we have showcased them not only through the interactive showcase, we also bring their product in the gallery component. So you can see a live product about the product itself, and then you can understand more intense understanding about the product that ready in Malaysia. And the most important thing is all the IBS product display in our gallery component IBS is the one that already have the impact certifications. So meaning that only certified IBS product that been displayed in IBS gallery component by CIDB Malaysia. Okay, so other than IBS gallery component, we also have more than one units of IBS show house. IBS house is like a real project that we built to demonstrate, to show that the finished product, finished project, finished buildings that using IBS, and it is the product by our local existing suppliers. So in IBS village, we also have the show house options. So now we already have like 5 units of show house. So you can come to IBS village in in Chan Sao Lin, Cheras. You can find it in your Waze, in the Google Maps. Just find it IBS village or gallery component IBS, or it's also in the same location with CIDB Convention Center. So feel free to contact us if you would like to display your product or to be part of our guest, because from our statistic last year, not during the MCO, because now during the 2020 is MCO time, so not so many people come because we also restricted for the people to visit. But during the previous year, we got more than 3,000 visitors a year, and the visitors are varies we got from the government agency, which is because CIDB also government agencies is like a very close partner with the other minister, and also from the private sector. So meaning that if the profile is they are from clients, the developer itself, the contractors, and also from the house owner. So this is the main profile who came and visit our IBS village in Chan Saulin Shiraz. Okay, so my next presentations, I just want to recap. I want to recap on my topic on the solution for the best quality affordable housing. So we talk about construction technology, we talk about standardizations. So we need one holistic model for design, production, and installation optimizations. This model has to be incorporate the standardizations, the repetition in design, the PAP concept, pre-approved plan concept, and all those elements in standardization, and as well as the construction technology. Not only IBS, like building information modeling, and all those construction technology must be incorporated together. And with these two key elements, we can ensure that our constructions will be in line with the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, so I think I have shared everything what CIDB IBS have in what CIDB IBS has insights on delivering the best quality of affordable housing. And in CIDB IBS, we are welcome any collaborating. We are welcome all the players to come and see us, to engage with us, because our existing is to help the industry player to get to know better about IBS, and not only to get to know better about IBS, but together with you to make it to adopt IBS in the real construction project. So CIDB Malaysia have done their part in advising the government, preparing the standards, the compliance, the policy, the incentive. Now, our role as a subsidiaries, as an expert body for CIDB Malaysia, to help industry player to break the gap from the policymaker and the industry player in ensuring that you can adopt all those requirements, all those program done by CIDB Malaysia, and to deliver in the real construction project. So you can always find us in our office, also in IBS Village in Chan Saulin Shiraz, or you can just contact us through our official website, CIDB IBS Official. So you can get in touch with us through websites, through Facebook, through Instagram or LinkedIn. So we also have our YouTube channel, and you can just reach us with any option of this platform. So we are here to help you. We are here to ensure that if someone or if there is a body that, or is there entity that wants to incorporate IBS in your construction project, we can provide a solution for you. So I believe there is no question. So anything, you can always contact us through our CIDB IBS Official. So we will get back to you and respond to you through that.
Thank you very much, Puan Rosanna, for your presentation. The presentation is now ended. Let us start with the Q&A sections. I will now pass the floor back to Puan Rosanna to answer some questions from the attendees. Puan Rosanna, there's one question about any incentive from CIDB on IBS implementation for SME.
Okay, incentive. Okay, so for incentive, we are not CIDB itself are not directly the party who give the incentive, because we don't have that power. But CIDB IBS did a close collaboration with MIDA. For example, MIDA is Malaysian Investment Development Authority, so they are the one who have the rights in giving the incentive, especially for SMEs. So the example that MIDA have and what we did together with MIDA is that we are giving the incentive for the IBS manufacturers. Let's say if you want to have your own manufacturing product, a new manufacturing plant, a factory, you can get an incentive from MIDA. So they have at least not only one type of incentive. You can go to the MIDA and check which category that you are eligible for that. So there are category for that for the incentive. That's one for MIDA. And previously, CIDB also did a collaboration with SME Bank, which is on giving the loan especially for the IBS startup. So that's what CIDB does. So CIDB will do collaborating with the relevant agency in giving the incentive. But the incentive that we already have now in terms of training, yes, that's directly from the CIDB Malaysia. For example, like I mentioned in the vendor development program, that is also one of the incentives given by CIDB directly from CIDB Malaysia, because those programs are mostly subsidized by CIDB Malaysia, and the training cost that we already have now also, I think now we are like having 60 or 70% subsidized training by CIDB Malaysia for precast concrete design and also for AutoCAD concrete design. If you want to know further about this incentive and subsidized training, you can contact us after this to CIDB IBS Mia Berhad.
Thank you very much, Puan Rosana, for your thoughtful sharing. Since there's no more questions from the attendees, Puan Rosana, would you like to give a few words to the attendees before we wrap up these sections?
Okay, so thank you. So I think I just want to say that again, I want to highlight again, if you have anything related to IBS, if you have any problem that you are looking for the solutions, you can always find us, you can always contact us. We will trying to get the best solution for everyone, not only for the affordable housing, but for the whole constructions component. Like if you want to build a very small scale project, but using IBS, we can also advise you on that, from the small scale until up to the big scale project. That's all. I think that's all that I want to share.
Thank you very much, Puan Rosana. We are coming to the end of today's webinar. Thank you for your time attending and expertise on today's topic. A recorded version and presentation slides of today's webinar will be available to download on our virtual platform under the resources on 10 a.m. the next day until 16 December. Feel free to share this out to your peers who will benefit from today's sections. ASEAN Super 8's physical event will be held on 15 to 17 June 2021, which comprise of various segments including building and construction, power and energy, solar, HVAC, lift and escalator, lighting, heavy machinery, fire, safety and security under one roof. The event will be held yearly in MITEC Kuala Lumpur. We are thrilled to announce that we launched Traders Connect for ASEAN M&E, Future Southeast Asia and IFSEC Southeast Asia. The Traders Connect is a platform where features exhibitors' company listing, product highlights and many other features. Visit www.super8asian.com to experience the Traders Connect. Lastly, we would also like to invite you to join our community. Follow us on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest update. Coming up next, we have webinar at 2 p.m. titled Internet of Energy, the integrations of decentralized renewable energy with peer-to-peer electricity system, and you're welcome to join. You may also refer to our webinar agenda to find out more. Once again, Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you in the next sessions.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the web panel titled Internet of Energy, LOE, the integration of decentralized renewable energy with peer-to-peer electricity system. My name is Esther Lim, your MC for today. Before we start, I would like to mention some housekeeping rules for this web panel. If you have any question to ask our speakers, do list them down on the Q&A box at the right side of your screen. We'll have a Q&A session after all speakers have presented. If there's any internet disruption during the webinar, please be patient and try to sign in again. Let's have a look on today's program. We will start off with welcome remarks by our moderator, Dr. Winnie Chen, Vice President of New Energy Venture, Hibiscus Petroleum Berhad, followed by presentations from our first speaker, R.R. Narendra Singh John, Managing Director from TNBX Sdn Berhad. Second speaker by Mr. Martin Lee, CEO of Electrified Private Limited. Next, we will have Dr. J. Magri, Executive Chairman and Co-founder of Power Ledger. Last but not least, Dr. J. Mariappan, Head of New Energy from Petronas. Panel discussion and Q&A session will follow after these presentations. Meanwhile, we will also broadcast 3 poll questions in between the presentations. Please feel free to answer those questions. The webinar aims to end at 3:15 p.m. Without further ado, I'll hand over the floor to our moderator, Dr. Winnie. Dr. Winnie, the floor is yours now.
Esther, are you able to hear me? Right, okay, I'm assuming that you can. So thank you very much to the organizer for inviting me back to another series of the ASEAN Super Ed Conference. Yeah, I think it's quite amazing how quickly time has passed by, and before you knew it, it's another year of the SAM conference, yeah? And before I move on, I really would like to acknowledge some attendees, in particular, Dr. Wong Pui Hua. She has logged in all the way from Scotland at 6 a.m. in the morning. Thank you very much. Wonderful to see you. And as some of you may know, that the topic on the P2P energy trading is really very close to my heart, yeah? A little bit about my background. Actually, I've just joined Hibiscus Petroleum 2 months ago. And Hibiscus is a first pure play oil and gas exploration and production company to be listed in the main board of the Bursa Malaysia. And today, Hibiscus has operating assets in the North Sea of UK and as well as North Sabah of Malaysia. And part of our business strategy is to really see how our sector can effectively transit to a lower carbon operation, which is why I'm in Hibiscus today. Now, the energy transition is a very important strategy in order for our oil and gas business to remain relevant, investable, and sustainable in the long run. And on this note, I'm really very delighted to see Petronas on board in this session, represented by Dr. J. Mariappan. And Petronas has been really exemplary within the region for their renewable energy initiatives. Now, before I joined Hibiscus, I've actually served the Ministry of Energy in Putrajaya under various agencies for the last 15 years. First with the UNDP GEF project to mobilize a nascent PV market in the country, followed by a 9-year tenure in SEDA. Yeah? SEDA is a government agency promoting both renewable energy as well as energy efficiency. And of course, of relevance in this particular session is that SEDA, we have actually mooted up a sandbox trial of this P2P energy trading over a period of 8 months, started in November last year. A very critical stakeholder in this player is TNBX, and also the platform was actually provided by Power Ledger. Yeah, so it's really wonderful that Electrify is also here today. We went to Singapore to actually see their demo of their pilot project as well. And I can't express how excited I am to have you all on board this afternoon. We have today the movers and shakers of this new Internet of Energy, which I believe will truly democratize energy. Now, before I start off, go on any further, I would like to call upon each of the panelists and ask them to quickly introduce themselves, what are their roles, and also what drives their passion in this renewable energy space. And I would like to first of all call upon Engineer Narinder Singh Joel, Managing Director of TNBX. Engineer Narinder, please.
Very good afternoon. Thank you, Doctor. Right, thank you for having me on board. I come from a subsidiary of Tenaga Nasional. You're familiar with TNB, it's about the biggest utility, if not ASEAN, in Malaysia, 50 billion turnover. We are actually a brand new subsidiary, looking at areas beyond the meter. I have a good time working with Dr. Winnie while she was in SEDA. It was nice testing out peer-to-peer market and engaging yourselves here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Narinder. Next, I would like to call upon Mr. Martin Lim, CEO of Electrify, based in Singapore.
Hi, thanks, Dr. Chen. This is very exciting for us to be part of this panel. We hope to learn a lot and share some of our experiences as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Next, I would like to call upon Dr. Jima Green. She's the Executive Chairman and co-founder of Power Ledger based in Australia.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today with such esteemed colleagues, and I'm very excited to hear everyone else's talks and participate in the discussion.
Thank you, Dr. Jima. And last, of course, not least, I'm Dr. J. Maria Pan, who is the head of the New Energy in Petronas.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks very much, Dr. Winnie. Very happy to be here with this esteemed panel. And we see this area of decentralized renewable energy as a really key growth area for Petronas, and how that gets integrated into systems and for solutions for customers is really crucial. Just from my background, I started actually looking at decentralized renewable energy way back. I did my PhD on that area, finished about 2003, and I've been working on it since. So I'm very passionate about this area, and I think these next 10 years for integration of these types of technologies is very exciting.
Thank you very much, Dr. J. Thank you so much. Right now, we'd like to start off the session by having a short presentation from each speaker. And we look forward to an engaging Q&A session. And it's important that when you post your questions, do remember to type in the name of which speaker that you are posting the questions to, yeah? So we'd like to start off by inviting Engineer Narinder for his presentation. His presentation title is Unlocking the Value of Internet of Energy and Energy Retailers' Perspective. Over to you, Engineer Narinder.
Thank you very much. Right, I've got about 10 minutes to share this idea with you. Unlocking the value of the internet and actually looking at the retailer's perspective. Next please. Smart grid and IoE, right? That's how we differentiate the both. The architecture of IoE and the key technologies that are involved. And finally, Dr. Winnie's favorite subject, she insisted I talked about P2P as an enabler. Right? Can we move on? Okay, next. What you see on your left and right are actually things are the same. What you see on left is a sophisticated utility where basically the infrastructure talks about AMI, automated metric system, WAMs, substation maintenance, and etc. What you see on the customer end, right, on the prosumer side, are simpler things like NB-IoT, Sigfox, LoRa in terms of communication. While both of them have different roles, and what we're looking to look is for how to combine the part of the smart grid with the totality of Internet of Energy and have information flow both ways. I think that is what the challenge is going to be in the future. In terms of the game changer presently, right, is I would say the access to the smart meter data. If that is coming through, then it would really make the totality of what we're discussing today a much easier task. Moving next. Okay. And everybody asked me, they said, Internet of Energy, and I was introduced to this concept by one of my colleagues, Iqbal, and said, Narinder, these two things are the same. And I said, how? This is his slide. And when he showed this to me, I was quite impressed and said, hey, actually, you're really right. You have got storage on both sides, batteries and buffers. You've got transmission lines, and they have got their own optics. You've got generation in terms of renewable and non-renewable resources, and you have web servers. The only difference is that when we generate electrons, they generate information. And if we go down the whole list, you can see similarity between what Internet of Energy is and what the Internet actually is. And that's why we see that the ability to combine these two would actually bring us a way forward. But where are we going then? Next. If we look at the key technologies involved in Internet of Energy, I think you're very familiar with this. Dr. J initially mentioned about the interest of Petronas in going towards distributed energy resources, right? We talked about renewable energy, and that's been the key component towards decarbonization, aggregation, where we need a bit of control on the load. Virtual power plants are something that's very much talked about now, and we need to see these plants. And further, the acceleration of decarbonization. Energy storage, a lot of guys use the word energy battery. I still try to make the mistake myself, and generally it's storage, right? Vital technologies in terms of to address the intermittency of renewable. We talk about energy management applications and also offering great flexibility. Third, electric vehicle integration. This is the only part where a utility like us, an old utility sees a growth in load, where all the technologies takes away loads from us. So there's a lot of attention being paid by utilities towards electric vehicle integration because it creates a new load for the utility. Next. And the third most important technology, I think it should be the application of platform, right? This is why I think basically we have both Gemma and Martin on board, right? With their blockchain technologies, they speak a lot about it. That you need this as an enabler with respect to technologies in IoE. And lastly, the energy router. The energy router basically just like any other router. Sends information exactly power to exactly where it's required on the grid, right, for the penetration. Presently, it's currently in the early research stage, but it is something that definitely would need to be there. Now, putting all this in a nutshell, next. What you could see, there are two sides to it. Better be on the left or side. One side is the non-renewable and the renewable side of it. Basically, grid right? We talk work with a peer-to-peer.
Is what we did and what we've done, and I'm looking forward to more.
For the electricity slide, on that.
Projects includes grid going forward. During the session so far,
or your company would not be interested in participating in it, or you probably need more information. Yeah. So we're going to give you a few more seconds to fill in this post. Please do take part in this. Thank you very much. Right. Few more seconds. Right, so it looks like as though most of you would probably need more information first to see how the P2P energy trading works. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your post. We'd like to now move on to the final speaker for today, and he is Dr. J. Mariappan, and his presentation will be on the Internet of Energy. So please join me to welcome Dr. J. Mariappan, who is the head of New Energy from Petronas. Thank you.
Thanks very much again, Dr. Waini, and good afternoon again, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the session so far. I really enjoyed the presentations of the previous speakers. There's a lot going on in this space already. I think from a technology perspective, it seems like we are already there. Maybe from a regulation perspective, there's still quite a lot to do, especially in this region. I'm going to speak today about what we're doing at Petronas, how we're working to help integrate decentralized renewable energy using the Internet of Energy. Firstly, because a lot of people will be asking, what's Petronas doing in renewable energy? I want to answer that, that question first off. So if we can go to the first slide. Petronas decided to step out as part of its three-pronged strategy into new business areas that can help the company through the energy transition whilst protecting it from volatile fossil fuel prices, the kind of prices that we're seeing all over the world today. One of these step-outs areas was new energy. And last year, Petronas adopted a new statement of purpose, which is a progressive and solutions partner enriching lives for a sustainable future. To help deliver this statement, it set up the Gas and New Energy Division in April last year. This division, we call G&E, is a one-stop center for clean energy solutions. The group also has a wide commitment to 7 of the Sustainable Development Goals. And you may have heard just a couple of weeks ago that Petronas has committed to a net zero carbon target by 2050. Now, when we set up the new energy business last year in April, we also made our first acquisition. This is a company called Amplus Energy Solutions that provides distributed energy solutions to commercial and industrial customers. Now, could go to the next slide, please. Now, this was not our first venture. Petronas had done some renewables earlier in 2011, 2012, including some solar plants in Malaysia. If we move to the next slide, please. But now, with new energy, we're really setting this up to be a real business that will be very sizable and contribute to the group going forward. The areas that we are looking at is in distributed energy solutions, which I'll go into a bit more in the next slides. On the larger scale, we're looking at large-scale solar, onshore and offshore wind. And then along the bottom here, I think in Narinder's presentation earlier, he mentioned flexible generation, whereby you can match supply and demand. And this is where we're trying to provide solutions for customers, whether it be utilities or commercial and industrial players, to match and optimize the supply and demand with technologies like storage, battery storage. Now, if we go to the next slide, please. So where are we today? We currently have around, with the acquisition of Amplus, we have around 330 dedicated professionals. We have 800 megawatts of assets spread up over multiple locations. And by multiple locations, we're talking about 400 plus individual projects. So a lot of very small projects. We're working with over 200 customers, major clients, key companies that you will have heard of, like the likes of Amazon, Yamaha, Hilton Hotels, etc. We go to the next slide, please. The range of projects includes grid-connected projects, such as the 42 megawatt project that we have there in Karnataka, in India. We're also doing a lot of rooftop projects, a very large 6 megawatt rooftop project there. Off-grid projects, so this is a 150 kilowatt project with storage being done in Nagpur in India. Let's move to the next slide, please. And we also launched this business called Amplus by Petronas to the Malaysian market last year, last October, where we're providing on-site solar, off-site solar, battery storage, and hybrid solutions. And we also have a Hawk what we call AI energy and data monitoring solution. And this is really the area where we're trying to use the or connect with the Internet of Energy to provide better solutions for our customers. And this is the area, key area where I think peer-to-peer trading comes in. If we go to the next slide, please. Our business model is really, we are taking care of the CapEx side of the project. We will take care of the construction of that project and the design of that solution. We will also take care of the maintenance of it. So it's a very much gives the customer peace of mind and very little risk from their perspective. Just the onus on the customer side will be to enter into a long-term contract. Now, we really want to
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to webinar of Relocation Program for Local Construction Worker in Construction Sector. My name is Likaris. A section after our speaker has. This webinar aims to end.
Okay, thank you, MC. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Samsudin. I'm from CLAD. Before we proceed with the explanation about this program, let me brief and provide a little bit